Bob Ferguson has also turned around and signed pay for striking workers. Washington is now only the third state in the nation to extend unemployment insurance benefits to people who willingly go on strike from their jobs. We joined New York and New Jersey. This policy was so extreme that even California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed it when they passed it down there. So, I mean, New York, New Jersey, big union states, Washington is as well. But this is an insane thing, especially when our unemployment insurance system has been stretched so thin, coming out of COVID and all of that. It's supposed to help people who lose their jobs through no fault of their own, like a layoff. Gosh, I was working, I was gainfully employed, and now all of a sudden I don't have a job and I have a family to feed. Well, you get a few weeks of unemployment benefits to help you out during that difficult time. And I think that's something a lot of people agree with, right? But now we're going to say for the teachers union, and that's what this is about. This is a wish list item from the teachers union, which is the biggest donor to Democrats and keeps Democrats in office. It's the most powerful entity in the state and probably more powerful than the governor himself. So what they want goes, which is so disgusting and ridiculous. And so now they're going to get to go on strike, which they will do. This takes effect January 1st. So not this year, but you better believe the second this takes effect, we're going to have strikes in the healthcare industry. We're going to have, for sure, teacher strikes so that'll be 2026. September 2026, make plans now to have a backup childcare option. Because absolutely the teachers unions will wait until a couple weeks before the school year begins. And they will now use this leverage to get massive pay raises that school districts cannot afford. But they'll have to find the money from somewhere, or your kids aren't going back to school. They're not going back to school. Here's Bob Ferguson. This isn't a handout to the union. This is leveling the playing field.
Allowing striking workers to access unemployment insurance benefits creates a more level playing field for workers to have the resources they need to effectively bargain for better working conditions.
Insane. How does that level a playing field? When you, first of all, I don't know if he's referring to leveling the playing field with their employers while they're considering striking, or if he's talking about leveling the playing field with other workers who are unemployed, because that doesn't level the playing field with them. They lost their jobs. You're choosing to leave your job. Not to mention that these unions have hundreds of millions of dollars in strike funds. Now, the strike funds don't give them the entirety of the pay they're losing out on, but it gives them something. They collect dues and have strike funds for just such an occasion. But the thing is that one strike depletes those strike funds. They want to strike every year. The teachers union is going to strike every single year, and they're going to say it's for the kids, as they do every time. We're striking for the kids. We want higher pay for ourselves, and that's helping the kids, It's absolutely insane for him to suggest. And the way prior to this bill and this going into law, he talks about a level playing field. Both the employer and the striking workers have a reason to get to the bargaining table right now as it exists, because this law, again, doesn't take effect for 7 more months. Because the employer needs their workers back. They need their workers on the job. So there's a big incentive there for them, right? In some of these industries, they can't afford to have people on the picket line. So they already have a huge incentive to come to the bargaining table. What was the incentive for workers? Well, because they weren't getting paid. Strike funds would run out. So they'd have to come to the bargaining table and bargain in good faith. Well, now, level the playing field? You haven't leveled the playing field. You've put your boot on it in favor of the unions. It's absolutely an insane policy. Even Gavin Newsom thought so before Gavin Newsom suddenly pretended to be a moderate. He vetoed it when he was still progressive. Now he's, of course, pretending to be a moderate, but even when he wasn't, he's like, yeah, I can't do that. We got to veto that. What a slap in the face to people who are out there gainfully employed, who lose their jobs and have to rely on that system. You know the other thing? About this bill? So if you lose your job, you're laid off today, let's say, and you get into the state's unemployment insurance system, you have to prove, as you should, that you're out there looking for work. You can't just sit at home on the couch living off the government teat. You have to prove that you're out there, engaging in interviews and seeking employment. You know who doesn't? The union workers, who now are gifted these unemployment benefits. There is no requirement for them while they're on the picket line to be out there actively seeking employment. So this is special treatment for them. Not only is it special treatment in the sense that they should never get unemployment benefits for walking off the job intentionally, but while you get laid off and you're out there busting your ass trying to find a new job because you have to get the unemployment benefits to come in, and you want to because you don't want to be unemployed. No, this gives them the cushion they need to just keep walking the picket line. They don't even have to look for new work. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know how anybody tolerates this in the state of Washington, but too many people do.